So your telehealth app is live. It's working, right? But what if I told you that a single architectural flaw, something you probably decided on months ago, is a ticking time bomb just waiting to go off? Well, today, we're diffusing it.
Look, this isn't about some minor bug or a simple glitch. No, we're talking about catastrophic production-level failures, the kind that lead to total, legal, operational, and, reputational ruin. The kind of failure that lands you on the news for all the wrong reasons.
Picture this. It's 2 a.m. Your pager goes off. The system is screaming. A data breach alert flashes across your screen. Then, audit log missing. The video feed just freezes, and the last thing you see? A pop-up about a HIPAA violation risk. Yeah, this is the absolute nightmare scenario.
And here's where it gets really bad. This comes straight from engineering HIPAA compliance. It's not just that data got stolen, the attacker wiped the evidence on the way out. Poof! The forensic trail is completely gone. You're blind, and in the eyes of an auditor, if you can't prove what happened, well, you can't prove you weren't negligent. That is a massive problem.
You have to understand this. This catastrophe, it's not a bug you can just patch away. No, it's a fundamental, systemic flaw. It's baked right into the very blueprint of your application. Plain and simple, it's a failed architecture.
All right, let's put on our investigator hats. We're going to peel back the UI, look right at the architectural blueprint, and pinpoint the five fatal flaws that led us directly to this disaster.
So here's what we found. Flaw number 1, thinking encryption is some kind of silver bullet. It's not. Flaw 2, and this is a huge one, leaking patient names straight to your video servers. Number 3, using logs that can just be altered or deleted. Yeah, not good. 4, partnering up with vendors who won't sign a business associate agreement, a BA. And number 5, the classic mistake, treating compliance like some afterthought you can just tack on after launch.
Now, I really want you to listen to this. Flaw number 2 is what I'd call a cardinal sin. The quote is absolute. If any part of your video infrastructure, like your SFU, is capable of seeing a patient's actual legal name, your architecture represents a fundamental failure of privacy by design. There's just no wiggle room here. It's a total failure.
And this makes it crystal clear. On the left, you see the failure. The patient's name flowing right into the video server. That is a direct leak of protected health information, or PHI. Total deal breaker. But on the right, you see the correct way. The system generates a random, temporary UUID for the patient. The video server? It only ever sees that meaningless string of characters. That, right there, is identity decoupling.
Okay, let's talk vendors. For flaw number 4, the rule is absolute. This comes from systematic governance of vendor risk, and it's a hard line in the sand. If a vendor refuses to sign a BAA, you must walk away. It's not a negotiation, it's not a find a workaround situation, you just walk away. End of story.
Look, solving these kinds of deep architectural problems, it takes a whole community of engineers who are serious about building production-grade systems. So if that's you, I'm asking for your help. Help me build that community. Be one of the first 50 people to subscribe before February 28, 2026, and you'll get an invite to a private introduction session where we can go even deeper on this stuff.
All right, so we've identified the flaws, we've investigated the crime scene. Now let's talk about the solution. Let's look at the secure architecture blueprint that makes sure this disaster never, ever happens in the first place.
The absolute core principle here is something called identity decoupling. What's that? It's the super strict separation of any human-readable patient identity, their PHI, from all the technical plumbing that makes the call happen. To put it simply, your video servers must be completely blind to who is actually speaking.
So how does this actually work in practice? Let's walk through the lifecycle step by step. First, the patient logs into your secure portal, maybe the EHR. Then, step 2, your system instantly generates a temporary, completely random UUID just for them, for this session. Step 3 is crucial. The client, their device, gets a token, but that token only contains the UUID, not their name. Got it? Okay, step 4. The client connects to the video server using only that UUID. The SFU has no idea who it is. And finally, step 5. Only on the clinician's secure app does it do a reverse lookup on that UUID to display the patient's name locally. See? The PHI never even touches the video infrastructure. Now, let's talk encryption. Remember, it's absolutely necessary, but it's not enough on its own. Here are the mandated protocols you need to know. For all your web portal and API traffic, you need TLS 1.2 or 1.3. For the media streams themselves, the video and audio, it's got to be SRTP. And for the key exchange that secures that media, it's DTLS-SRTP. These aren't suggestions, these are the standards you have to enforce.
Okay, so how do we solve that scary problem of deletable logs? The answer is worm storage. That stands for write once, read many. Think of it like this. Once data is written, it's set in stone. It's frozen. It cannot be altered or deleted, not even by a root admin, until a preset retention period is over. This is how you create a truly tamper-proof forensic-grade audit trail.
And let's circle back to vendors to really hammer this home. The solution is what I call the walk-away doctrine. A signed BAA is not just some piece of legal paperwork. It's a critical architectural filter for your entire system. If a potential vendor won't sign it, they cannot be part of your stack. Period. Full stop. So after all of that, let's distill this down to the final verdict. I'm going to give you 3 non-negotiable rules. These are the rules that separate a truly secure, defensible system from a lawsuit just waiting to happen. Rule number 1. If your video infrastructure sees protected health information, any PHI at all, you have failed.
Rule number 2. If your audit logs can be altered or deleted by anyone, you have failed.
And rule number 3, if your vendor won't sign a BAA, you must walk away. It's that simple.
These principles are the foundation of what we do here. We build production-grade WebRTC systems. If that's what you're doing, this is the level of rigor you need. So, share this with an engineer who needs to hear it. Like the video to help spread the word, and of course, subscribe for more deep dives into real-world production architecture.
I want to leave you with one final powerful idea. Again, from Engineering HIPAA Compliance. It really says it all. Compliance is not something you do, it is something the system is. Think about that. It's not a checklist. It's a property of a system that was designed correctly from the ground up.